All right, fire 'em up!
Just like last time, lots of news. We'll save the reviews for later. Plenty of time. What's up, everybody? I'm Jake Alexander, the voice in the void, the lone wolf, your favorite host with the list. Welcome to another episode of the TWEE'QUEL podcast. And we're going to do it just like we did last week. We're not going to do any reviews or any other thing like that. We're just going to do a bunch of news that I have had no other time to get to until now, not even over on Instagram. And then we're going to save the reviews for their own separate videos later in the week. I had a couple earlier this week, so don't forget to head over back and check out a couple of those videos from the last couple of days. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy the reviews for those films. We got a handful of reviews coming up in the coming week, and we actually have one cosplay video coming up over the next couple of days. So I hope you all enjoy that. But we got a lot of news to get through, so let's get right into it. Before we get started with the news properly, we do our in memoriam section, and we say rest in peace to, first off, Kevin Yarbrough, who was one half of the group Yarbrough and Peoples, along with his wife. He's probably both known for the song Don't Stop the Music, which actually came out in 1981, but it's still played in pretty much every backyard gathering, barbecue, party at a club with older folks and even younger folks. It is such an indelible song within not just Black culture, but in music culture specifically. He passed away on June 19th at the age of 72. We also say rest in peace to Dave Scott, who was a famed choreographer. You've probably seen his dance moves on screen with You Got Served and Step Up to the Streets. He passed away on June 16th at the age of 52. We say also rest in peace to Anne Burrell, who you know from as her hosting duties on Worst Cooks in America. You know her for that trademark platinum blonde spiky hair of hers and her infectious energy and attitude. Such a character that we saw on TV. She passed away on June 17th at the age of 55. And we also say rest in peace to David Hakili Kanui Bell. Now that name is going to blow past everybody. You are not going to really know it, but he is a very good character actor, and he was just appearing in the Lilo and Stitch live action film. He was the man that kept dropping his frozen ice cone every single time he saw like Pleakley or the alien ship fly by. That was a very good holdover from the animated film to the live action film, and he just passed away on the 12th. The film just came out, and I want to say this is his biggest role so far, or should say his most visible role. And again, he passed away on June 12th. We send our condolences to they are all friends and families, and we say rest in peace to these people who gave all of their talents to our entertainment needs. At the box office, How to Train Your Dragon has come in at number one now at $236.8 million worldwide going into this weekend. Lilo and Stitch has fallen to number two, but it falling to number two means absolutely nothing. You're still seeing it at $869.3 million overall worldwide. That is a huge number. This movie may actually hit $1 billion. So anybody who wants to say that maybe I was being a little bit biased about the remake and how it departed from the animated, obviously I'm not the only one. $869.3 million going toward $1 billion. Obviously, more people agree with me than anybody else. The Materialist on its opening weekend comes in at number 3, $21.7 million worldwide. I had no inclination to go see this film, but a few people have told me that I need to see it, so I may actually wind up going to see it. I probably won't do a review on it. It'll probably just be a film I go to see for my own personal enjoyment. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning holding on at number 4, $512 million going on. We did a review on it a few days ago. Please do go back and check it out. Ballerina, $96.2 million coming in at number 5, holding on to that 5th spot. We also did a review for it. Go back and check that out at your leisure. It's good to see Karate Kid, Legends, and Final Destination's Bloodlines hanging around within the top 10. Those are two really good movies. We have reviews for those coming up in the coming weeks, so make sure you stick around and you subscribe to the channel to catch those when they do come out. New this weekend, over from Pixar, Elio. I can't wait to go see this one. I'm not really into seeing Pixar movies anymore. Me personally, haven't seen a good Pixar movie in a while. Well, I've seen good Pixar movies. I can't say that. But that comes out this weekend. Also, 28 Years Later from Sony Pictures. I don't know how I feel about 28 Years Later. I kind of don't want to see it. At the same time, I do want to see it, but I probably will sit there and watch it. And if I think it's worthy enough of doing a review of it, we'll do one up in the coming weeks. Also on streaming, I have been waiting for this for a while. K-pop Zombie. It's a basically a shortish anime film about a K-pop group during day, but behind the scenes they hunt demons. I can't wait to see this. A lot of people are going to go crazy about this and say, oh, they're just copying off KDA. And if you don't know what KDA is, look it up. It's actually a pretty good singing group, a virtual singing group. But let's be for real, KDA isn't even the first virtual singing group. Gorillaz has been holding that down for 20 plus years. So KDA and this new group inside of K-pop Zombie, they have everything to thank the Gorillaz for setting the table so they can have a place to eat. But I can't actually wait to see that. We will be doing a review on that one for absolute sure. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel so when any of these reviews do drop, you'll be ready to see them. Is Robert Pattinson going to be our new Batman for the DCU coming up? It looks like it just may be, or at least that's the hint from James Gunn. Now, in a kind of a slight reversal, Pattinson's Batman may actually join the DCU and be the Batman next to Corn Sweat Superman. Now, this comes from James Gunn himself. He said that it's no longer off the table, that he's considering all options for when they do get around to adding Batman to this new version of DCU's multiverse of their movies going on. Now, for me, I've said it from the beginning. Pattinson's Batman should stay in its own universe, but if they're going to have a Batman and they don't want to have two separate Batmans, just use Robert Pattinson's Batman. It's fine. He's really good as Batman. I get why people say that they don't want him because his version of Bruce Wayne is a little bit, not up to snuff. But within his universe, it works. So if you're going to use Robert Pattinson's Batman in the DCU, what they're going to need to do is to do a overall time jump for that one specific character. Do the Batman 2, which is in pre-production right now. They have the script. They're going through all of the other pre-production things. So use him, do that movie, do a hard time skip where that beginner Batman, the one that doesn't really know how to be the Batman we all know to be the king of prep time and can take on any task and one of the smartest men alive, do a hard time jump to when he goes from that to the one we know of, and then throw him in the DCU with Corn Sweat. It really ain't that hard to say, well, hey, that happened here, and here's a time jump, and now we're here. It's really not that hard. If they're going to use Robert Pattinson, that's what they need to do, and when they do that, I'll be happy with it. If you want more Ryan Coogler and more Michael B. Jordan, then guess what? You're going to get it. Not in a new film, but you're going to get it over on streaming. So Sinners now has a streaming date. It's going to show up on HBO Max on July 4th. But before that happens on July 1st, you're going to get the first crossover between Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan over on Hulu. The movie Fruitvale Station will drop over there on streaming. Now, I specifically think that they're dropping that one before Sinners hits the market in order to get that sort of synergy and get viewers over to the streaming station. And honestly, that's a good idea. If you've never seen Fruitvale Station, this is the movie that made Michael B. Jordan shoot to superstardom. It was the one that got him in the public eye and into the eye of producers and movie makers all across the board and say, hey, this kid has it. We need to use him in more projects. And honestly, outside of just Michael B. Jordan being a good actor, that is a phenomenal movie if you've never seen it. I don't want to spoil it. Like I said, July 1st, Fruitvale Station will be over on Hulu. Make sure you see that film. Damn good film. And make sure if you haven't seen Sinners, and if you haven't, shame on you, see Sinners over on HBO Max on July 4th when it does drop. In the comic book, The Amazing Spider-Man 129 in 1974, we got the debut of the Punisher, and it looks like we're going to get that in the MCU. So it has been announced by Marvel and by Disney, so this is absolutely going to happen. In Spider-Man, in the film Spider-Man Brand New Day, the Punisher will cross over. That means John Bernthal's version of the Punisher will be in that Spider-Man film. So this is going to be obviously a Marvel and Sony collab, because Sony does own the rights to Spider-Man and all of their Spider-Man universe of villains and everything connected to Spider-Man. But yeah, John Bernthal will reprise his role as the Punisher in that film. What story they're going to tell, I don't know. I highly doubt they're going to tell the story from the comic book with the Punisher hunting Spider-Man, because right now within MCU, Spider-Man and the Punisher and all costumes of vigilantes, as they're called within New York. They're vigilantes hardcore, where the police are actively hunting him down with their own task force, and that's from the events of Daredevil. So who knows what story they're going to tell, but the fact that those two are collaborating because the Punisher did debut in the Spider-Man comic, that's going to be a good thing. I can't actually wait to see it. The tentative release date for that Spider-Man film is July 31st, 2026. That's next year. Now, whether they make that release date or not, or push it back slightly into later on in the summer, or maybe even into the fall, we shall see. We don't know, but maybe they will stick with that date. But either way, I can't wait to see it. Most likely, I would think that date does get pushed back. So with whatever news comes up out of that, I'll let you know as soon as I get it. Have we found our new Black Panther? Well, we might have. So Damson Idris has been in secret talks, as some have rumored, to play the new Black Panther coming up in the MCU. Now, like I said, these rumors are all about secret talks, so you just have to take this with a grain of salt from all of the outlets that are reporting this. I'm just telling you because I considered it a very interesting story. My thought, he's young, he's a really good actor. He does sort of kind of look close to Chadwick Boseman, so I mean, that's a good thing. You might not think that that's a good thing, but that's actually a good thing, because it would help to ingratiate him into the MCU. When people look up and see somebody who sort of reminds them of Chadwick Boseman, they'd be like, okay, this is going to be our Black Panther going forward. So a lot of people will have that in their eyes, and they will say, okay, he's cool. So honestly, if they're going to pick him, fine. I would prefer they don't pick a British person to play it, because Chadwick Boseman was American, so I would want them to have another American play Black Panther. Someone like Aldous Hodge would probably be my top pick, but if they're going to pick either one of them, fine. I'm fine. I'm actually fine with either one of them, because they, like I said, they are both really good actors. So whichever one they pick, I will be completely fine with it. If you have never seen Damson Idris in anything, go watch him in Snowfall. Absolutely phenomenal series. And the upcoming film F1 will also have him driving cars and racing around the track, Maverick style, but in cars, right next to Brad Pitt. So when that movie does drop, I'll let you know, because I am going to go see it and we will be reviewing it. Star Wars fans, you're going to get another prequel, but it's going to be in comics, so calm down. It won't be another film, because I know a lot of you just really are just sick of Disney doing films for Star Wars. So this is going to be called Star Wars Han Solo: Search for the Falcon. It's due out September 3rd of this year. It's going to be written by Rodney Barnes, who himself has called this a dream come true, because he is such a huge fan of Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Leia, and everything that has to do with the Millennium Falcon. We will see the events that led to Han and Chewbacca searching for the Millennium Falcon that they had somehow lost. So we're going to see all of these events, and these events did play out in the sequel trilogy, starting with The Force Awakens. We saw Han and Chewie show up looking for the Falcon that they somehow lost. So these are going to be the events that led up to that and led into The Force Awakens. Honestly, this is the kind of prequel that I can dig. I don't mind them doing prequel movies. This entire podcast started because I am such a fan of a prequel movie. I don't mind them doing them, but you don't need to do a film and bloat up this gigantic budget to do prequel films. Sometimes you just need to do something more intimate and something small like this, and this is going to be fine. Whenever this comic drops, like I said, it's going to be September 3rd of this year. I'm going to go read it, because I actually would like to know what happened leading up to Han losing the Falcon, his beloved ship. So it's going to be good. And speaking of Star Wars, Mark Hamill says he will not be returning to play Luke Skywalker. Now, these are his exact words. Now, yes, indeed, this story broke a couple of weeks ago, and you remember with the whole YouTube blocking our videos, we didn't get to talk about it, but now I'm going to talk about it now. So like I said, this story broke a few weeks ago, where he said that he has no interest in returning to play Luke Skywalker again in any Star Wars films. Now, he's gone on to clarify that in the last couple of days, saying that, hey, he still loves the franchise and he still wants to be very much attached to it and wants to help with it, but he wants specifically Lucasfilm to concentrate on doing new, fresher stories. He doesn't see any logical, sane reason for him to return as Luke Skywalker in any of the films. So I honestly agree with him. If we're going to do Star Wars stories, do something new, do something fresh, do something fun. Look at Andor. This is not a hard thing for Star Wars. Andor is a hit. Bad Batch was absolutely fantastic. everything that they've done animated wise, honestly, are all fresher stories. You don't need to keep rehashing the Skywalker story and the Darth Vader and everything. You can take some of these ancillary characters that we really do like, that we would actually like to see new stories on. I mean, look at the Book of Boba Fett. While not the absolute best series that Disney Plus has given us, I should say that Disney has given us, as far as Star Wars go, I would actually still like to see more stories with Boba Fett. Go to his earlier days before he got tangled up with bounty hunting that we know from the films. Do some side stories that we haven't seen. Bring in Darth Talon. You're doing the Darth Maul series. That's another ancillary story that we haven't seen. Those are going to be really good stories. We don't have to stick to the main storyline that they've been doing. We can always do all of these other ones, and they will be absolutely fantastic to watch. Like I said, look at Andor, and like I said, this podcast was started because I'm such a fan of Rogue One. That was the main thing that got me started in doing this. So obviously those stories do have legs to grow and to branch out from the main storyline of the Skywalker story within Star Wars. And I can't wait to actually see what they come up with, as long as they aren't doing more prequels that goes back to the main storyline. Have we found our new James Bond going forward? Maybe we have, and honestly, if this turns out to be true, I honestly hate it. Now, the star of Rebel Ridge and our soon-to-be John Stewart, our Green Lantern, my absolute favorite Green Lantern of all time, he's going to be played by Aaron Pierre, and it's been said that there's been secret talks with Aaron Pierre and the new producers of the James Bond films. What are their names? Amy Pascal, and I forgot the other guy's name. I'll think of it in a second. But yeah, there's supposedly secret talks going on between him and the new producers for the James Bond, and they said that he's not much a front runner, but he is very much at the top of their list for in contention to become the new James Bond. And like I said, I don't like the idea. David Heyman, that is the name of the other producer, David Heyman and Amy Pascal. I don't like this idea. If Aaron Pierre is going to be the new James Bond, you can just sign me off. I don't want to see it. Aaron Pierre is a very good actor, a really good actor. Honestly, I truly do like him as an actor, but James Bond should be a white, male, British guy, and we should just leave it at that. Having Aaron Pierre come in and be James Bond, honestly, is a slap in the face. Not just to the character and the people who expect him to be a white male, but it's a slap in the face to people like me. What they're saying by having Aaron Pierre or a black male or a black person or a woman as James Bond, not 007, we'll get to that in a second, but as James Bond, what you're saying is, you as a black person or a minority or a woman, your stories specifically don't matter. You're not interesting. So in order to get you on the screen, we're going to have to take you and slap your face onto established white characters, because that's the only way to make you palatable. And I just don't believe that. I do not subscribe to that. That isn't woke. That isn't inclusivity. It is the most basic and shittiest version of pandering that there can absolutely be. And yes, before you ask, that goes both ways. I don't want whitewashing. I don't want blackwashing, but blackwashing isn't a thing. I don't want established white characters being changed to black or female or whatever, and I don't want black characters being shuffled off into the back in order and slapped onto white faces. That is just not a thing that I'm into. So if they're going to do that, just write me off. I do not want to see this as a James Bond thing. Whatever they do going forward, I will keep up with it. But if this is what they're going to do, like I said, I want no part of it. We're going to end today's news by talking about in the MCU. You thought we were going to go through the entire news section without talking about it? You're sadly mistaken. So the MCU does have a couple of films that have been added to their release schedule, and both of them, honestly, are very interesting. The first thing is that Blade is back on the pre-production schedule to be released sometime. It looks like it's going to be 2028. So that's back. Like I said, it's back in pre-production, and it looks like that film's actually going to be a lead-in to a Midnight Suns property. I don't know if that'll be a film or a mini-series on Disney Plus, but either way, if we're going to get Blade and the Midnight Suns, I'll take it. I'll take both. I've been wanting Blade to come into the MCU for quite a while now, but if you're going to add Midnight Suns onto the tail end of it, That's 2 thumbs up, and I absolutely love it. But there's also an unnamed Marvel film that's been added to their release schedule for 2028, but we don't know what film it is. This could be the actual Blade film. This could be Secret Wars being split into 2 films, and the second one is going to be coming out at the end of 2028. This could be Shang-Chi 2, could be Black Panther 3. We just do not know. But either way, this goes against what Kevin Feige has said before, that they were going to scale back production in order to focus on quality over quantity. And theories have suggested that this may just actually be a complete separate Avengers film that will coincide with the beginning of the MCU 20 years from 2028 going back 2008. Yeah, we're coming up on 20 years of the MCU. So I don't have any type of idea what it's going to be, but I can actually see them giving us a all new Avengers movie in 2028 or at the end of 2028 to coincide with the beginning of the MCU 20 years down the line. I can absolutely see them doing that. I don't think they should. I think they should take whatever they have on their plate, concentrate on it, make it good. Don't try to shove things in there that they don't, into the schedule that's just going to clog things up. You're going to make the same mistakes you made before, and that is not what the MCU needs going forward. So whatever happens with that, I will let you know, and let's cross our fingers and hope it's all for the better. That's all of the news for now. Don't forget to check over on our Instagram page at @the_tweequel_pod for all the other stories and random things that I like to post outside of what you may see here over on our YouTube page. Up next, we're going to go right into our last call, and we actually have a weekend watch list. So that's it, and that's all. It's time for our last call. I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in this week. You did not have to do that. You could be doing anything, but you decided to watch me do this pokey little podcast, and believe me, I truly appreciate every single one of you that tries to tune in and watch as often as possible. I don't care if it's 1, 5, 10, 100, or 1,000 of you. I truly appreciate every single view I get on doing this. I love doing it, and I'm so glad that you are entertained and informed by everything that I do over here on YouTube. Our weekend watch list, which is our first one in probably 2 months. I know I have been slacking on doing it, but I haven't really been having a list made because there's just so many things I wanted you all to find your own way through your entertainment for for the weekend. But this one, I have one specifically, our animation and our film pick. You remember, we all usually have 4 things: animation, film, nostalgia, and series. But our animation and our film was one and the same: K-pop Demon Hunter. I said I was going to watch it. It came out actually last night over on Netflix. I will be watching that this weekend. Our nostalgia pick, Demolition Man. I love that movie. I have not seen it, sat and watched it, I should say, in quite a while. And I was talking about it at work with another coworker just yesterday. So I think I'm going to watch that this weekend. We don't have a series pick. I'll probably find something. You pick whatever you want to as far as the series go. Whatever it is, you let me know in the comments what series you actually are going to watch this weekend. Maybe it might be something I haven't seen that I might want to pick up on. And if it is, I'll give you a shout out, and I appreciate all your suggestions as well. It's time for us to go. Remember to stay blessed, stay hydrated, and mind your own business. Leave everybody else to their own devices. Take care of yourself. Don't do anything to harm yourself. And remember, if you feel like you might and you do need somebody to talk to, it doesn't matter if you're going to do that or if you just feel closed in and you need someone to talk to and let it all out. Pick up the phone, dial or text 988. There's always somebody there to talk to. And don't forget to check on your male friends. This is Men's Mental Health Month. The month is still going on, and we are still checking in on our brothers, even the strong ones, because even the strong ones do break down and need help every so often. Don't forget to take care of yourself, like I said, and it's time for us to go. And we shall end this video the same way we end every video. God bless. I love you, and peace. See you next time.